Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could completely change the way you look at your plate. If you eat these foods, you need to stop. Processed meats are silent killers because they are far more dangerous than most people realize. When you look at hot dogs, sausages, bacon, and deli meats, they seem harmless, even delicious. They are convenient, cheap, and everywhere. But what most people ignore is the fact that these foods are packed with nitrates, sodium, and chemicals that your body cannot handle in large amounts. The problem is not eating them once in a while, it is the repeated daily habit that slowly poisons your system without you even noticing. Scientists and health experts have found clear links between processed meats and heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer, especially colorectal cancer. The reason is simple. These meats are preserved with nitrates that turn into harmful compounds in your stomach. Every time you eat them, you are giving your body toxins that increase inflammation, damage cells, and harm your blood vessels. Over time, the arteries become harder, the heart struggles more, and your risk of heart attack rises sharply. Another major issue with processed meats is the salt. The sodium content is extremely high, and while it may not bother you in the moment, it quietly increases your blood pressure. High blood pressure is known as the silent killer because it shows no symptoms until it causes a stroke or heart attack. Imagine enjoying a quick sandwich with deli meat every day, thinking it is just a small snack, but what you are really doing is feeding your body slow destruction. The salt overload also forces your kidneys to work harder than they should, and this strain damages them over time. When kidneys fail to filter properly, toxins build up in your blood, and your whole system suffers. Beyond the chemicals and salt, the fat in processed meats is another hidden danger. They are filled with unhealthy saturated fats that clog arteries and increase cholesterol levels. When cholesterol rises, it sticks to the walls of your arteries, making blood flow harder. This is how strokes, heart attacks, and chronic heart problems begin. The tragic part is that people rarely connect these health issues to what they eat daily. They blame stress, genetics, or lack of exercise, but in reality, a large part of the damage comes from eating processed meats again and again. Even the cooking method makes things worse. Frying bacon or grilling sausages creates harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products and heterocyclic amines, which further increase the risk of cancer. You may enjoy the taste of crispy bacon in the morning, but with every bite, you are allowing toxic substances to enter your body. The scary truth is that once this damage begins, it cannot always be reversed. Cells that are destroyed by these compounds can mutate, and this is how cancer starts. What makes processed meats even more dangerous is that they are aggressively marketed to children and families. They are advertised as fun, easy meals, packed in bright boxes, and flavored to be addictive. The more people eat them, the more their bodies crave them. It becomes a cycle of damage that feels normal, but it is far from normal. Generations are being raised on foods that silently cut years off their lives without them realizing it. Sugary drinks are disguised poison because they look refreshing, taste sweet, and give you a quick boost of energy, but inside your body they cause a storm of damage. Every sip is loaded with refined sugar that rushes into your bloodstream and spikes your blood sugar levels. Your body responds by releasing a surge of insulin to bring those levels down, but the repeated cycle of spiking and crashing begins to wear out your pancreas and your cells. This is how insulin resistance develops, the first step toward type 2 diabetes. What feels like just a soda or a sweet juice becomes a dangerous habit that can change the way your body processes sugar forever. The problem is not just the sugar itself but the way it is delivered. When you eat a piece of fruit, it comes with fiber, vitamins, and nutrients that slow down how sugar enters your body. When you drink soda or fruit juices filled with added sugars, you strip away all the fiber and nutrients and flood your body with pure sugar in liquid form. This liquid sugar is absorbed so fast that your body cannot handle it. It stores most of it as fat, and the most dangerous part is that much of this fat builds up around your organs, especially the liver. Over time this leads to fatty liver disease, a condition that silently damages one of the most important organs keeping you alive. Another hidden danger of sugary drinks is how they rewire your brain. Sugar activates the reward center in the brain in the same way addictive substances do. The more you drink, the more your brain craves it, and soon you find yourself unable to resist. It is not just a matter of willpower, it becomes a physical dependence. That is why so many people reach for a soda every day without even thinking. They are addicted to the rush, but the rush comes with a heavy cost. Studies show that people who drink sugary beverages regularly have a much higher risk of obesity, heart disease, kidney damage, and even some cancers. Your teeth are also under attack every time you drink something sweet. The sugar combines with bacteria in your mouth to form acid, and this acid erodes tooth enamel. Cavities, decay, and painful dental problems follow, and the cycle never stops if the drinks do not stop. Many people think brushing their teeth after helps, but the damage begins instantly with the first sip. The acid lingers and continues eating away long after the drink is gone. The scariest part is that sugary drinks are everywhere. They are in soda cans, bottled juices, energy drinks, sweetened iced teas, sports drinks, and flavored waters. Companies market them as refreshing, hydrating, or even healthy, but the reality is that they are liquid sugar disguised in attractive packaging. A single can of soda can contain 10 teaspoons of sugar or more, which is far beyond what your body should handle in an entire day. People who drink 2 or more sugary drinks daily dramatically increase their risk of early death, but because the effects are slow and hidden, many do not realize the danger until it is too late. Packaged snacks are empty calories because they are designed to satisfy your taste buds but offer nothing that your body truly needs. When you open a bag of chips, cookies, or instant noodles, you are not giving yourself nutrition, you are simply feeding your body with refined carbs, unhealthy oils, and artificial flavors that provide no lasting energy. These foods are engineered in factories to taste addictive, so you crave more and more, but behind that flavor is a dangerous combination of ingredients that harm your health. They are called empty calories because they fill you up in the moment, but leave your body starving for real nutrients, which creates a cycle of overeating and constant hunger. The biggest problem with packaged snacks is the way they are processed. The grains used are stripped of fiber and natural vitamins, leaving behind refined carbohydrates that quickly break down into sugar once inside your body. This causes a rapid spike in blood sugar followed by a crash, leaving you tired, moody, and craving even more snacks. Over time, this constant up and down of blood sugar contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, and a much higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. It is not just the sugar you see, but the hidden sugar added in sauces, coatings, and flavor powders that make these snacks so harmful. Another danger comes from the oils used. Most packaged snacks are fried or processed with cheap oils like hydrogenated vegetable oils that are filled with trans fats. These fats are some of the worst substances you can consume because they directly raise bad cholesterol, lower good cholesterol, and clog arteries. When you eat chips or fried packaged foods every day, you are silently building plaque inside your blood vessels, increasing your risk of heart disease and stroke. What makes it worse is that these oils are heated and reused in factories, creating even more toxic compounds that your body struggles to handle. Salt is another hidden weapon in packaged snacks. They are often loaded with sodium to keep them preserved and flavorful, but this overload of salt silently raises your blood pressure. High blood pressure damages your arteries and forces your heart and kidneys to work harder than they should. Over years, this pressure takes its toll and can lead to kidney disease, heart attacks, or strokes. Many people do not even realize how much sodium they are consuming because the serving sizes listed on packages are misleading. One small bag may look harmless, but when you finish the entire bag, you may have already consumed more sodium than your body needs in an entire day. Packaged snacks also rely heavily on artificial additives. The bright colors, intense flavors, and long shelf life come from chemicals that are foreign to your body. While they may make the food look and taste appealing, they offer no benefit and in many cases cause inflammation, digestive issues, and even long-term health risks. These additives train your brain to expect hyper-flavored foods, making natural fruits and vegetables seem bland in comparison. Over time, this rewires your eating habits and makes it harder to enjoy real, wholesome food, trapping you in a cycle of craving junk that never nourishes you. Artificial sweeteners trick your body because they create the illusion of sweetness without giving your body the real sugar it expects. When you drink a diet soda or chew sugar-free gum, your taste buds signal to your brain that sugar is coming, but when no real calories or glucose arrive, your body becomes confused. This confusion affects your metabolism, hunger signals, and even your hormones. Over time, this constant trickery can make you crave even more sweets, pushing you to overeat and undoing the very reason people turn to artificial sweeteners in the first place. Many believe they are making a healthier choice by avoiding sugar, but in reality, these substitutes can harm the body in ways just as dangerous as sugar itself. One of the biggest issues with artificial sweeteners is how they affect insulin response. Even though they do not contain real sugar, the sweet taste can still cause your body to release insulin, preparing to manage incoming glucose. Since no glucose comes, the system is disrupted, and this repeated cycle can lead to insulin resistance over time. This makes it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar properly, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. The very people who switch to artificial sweeteners to avoid diabetes may unknowingly be setting themselves up for the same disease. Artificial sweeteners also impact gut health in ways that are only now being fully understood. The gut is filled with trillions of bacteria that keep your body balanced and healthy, but consuming artificial sweeteners disrupts this delicate ecosystem. Studies show that sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin can alter gut bacteria in ways that cause weight gain, digestive issues, and increased cravings. When your gut bacteria are out of balance, your whole body feels the effects, from poor digestion to weaker immunity and slower metabolism. Another problem is psychological. When people consume artificial sweeteners, they often feel justified in eating more because they think they saved calories from avoiding sugar. This is known as the compensation effect. A person might drink a diet soda but then eat a larger meal or indulge in dessert, believing they made a healthier choice earlier. In reality, this behavior cancels out any benefit and often leads to consuming more calories than if they had just chosen a small amount of real sugar. The false sense of safety around artificial sweeteners is one of the most dangerous traps they create. There is also evidence that artificial sweeteners increase cravings for sweeter foods in general. By constantly exposing your taste buds to an intense level of sweetness, higher than what is found in natural foods, your brain becomes desensitized. Fruits no longer taste sweet enough, and normal foods seem bland, leading you to seek out more artificially sweetened or sugar-laden products. This cycle makes it harder to break free from cravings and contributes to overeating and addiction to sweet flavors. The marketing of these products adds to the problem. They are promoted as safe, guilt-free alternatives to sugar, placed on store shelves with labels like 0 calories and diet-friendly. But the reality is that their long-term effects on health are still being studied, and what has already been discovered shows serious risks. People think they are protecting themselves from obesity and diabetes, but in the end, many fall into the same health problems they were trying to escape. Fried fast food destroys your health because every bite is a combination of unhealthy oils, refined carbs, excess salt, and artificial additives that overload your system with toxins instead of nutrition. The moment you eat fried chicken, burgers, fries, or other deep-fried meals, your body is forced to deal with massive amounts of calories that provide almost no real benefits. These foods are cooked in oils that are heated to extreme temperatures, and this process creates trans fats and other harmful compounds that directly harm your heart and blood vessels. Over time, eating fried fast food regularly leads to clogged arteries, high cholesterol, and an increased risk of heart disease, which is one of the leading causes of death worldwide. People often focus on the taste and convenience, but inside the body, the damage begins with the very first bite. Another reason fried fast food is so destructive is the way it encourages overeating. These meals are designed to be hyper-palatable, meaning they hit all the pleasure points of salt, fat, and crunch. This tricks your brain into craving more even when your stomach is already full. You feel satisfied for a short while, but because these foods are low in fiber and nutrients, your hunger returns quickly, pushing you to eat again. This cycle is one of the main drivers of obesity, and obesity itself opens the door to countless health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, liver problems, and joint pain. The more often you eat fast food, the more difficult it becomes to break free from the cravings because your body starts to expect and depend on the quick rush of energy. The oil used in most fried fast food is another hidden enemy. Restaurants often reuse the same oil many times, and with each use, the oil breaks down and produces toxic chemicals called aldehydes. These compounds are linked to cancer, inflammation, and cellular damage. Instead of nourishing your body, fried fast food fills it with toxins that spread silently through your bloodstream. In addition, the high levels of saturated and trans fats in fried items cause your liver to work harder to process them, often leading to fatty liver disease. This condition develops quietly and can become severe before you even realize something is wrong. Fried fast food is also packed with excessive amounts of sodium. A single meal can contain more salt than you need in an entire day. This constant overload of sodium raises blood pressure, strains your heart, and damages your kidneys. High blood pressure is called the silent killer because you may feel fine until one day it results in a stroke or heart attack. Along with the salt, fried fast food often comes with sugary sauces, refined buns, or breading that add even more empty calories, making the meal a dangerous mix of everything your body doesn't need. Beyond the physical damage, fried fast food affects your energy and mood. Because it is digested quickly, it causes a rapid spike in blood sugar followed by a sudden crash, leaving you tired, sluggish, and irritable. Instead of giving you lasting energy, it drains your body and makes it harder to focus or stay active. Over time, this constant cycle of highs and lows affects not just your physical health but also your mental state, increasing the risk of stress, depression, and lack of motivation. Fried fast food may seem like a simple, tasty choice, but with every serving, you are fueling your body with the very things that shorten your life and weaken your health. Energy drinks overload your body with hidden dangers because they are packed with massive amounts of caffeine, sugar, and artificial stimulants that push your system beyond its natural limits. When you take a sip of an energy drink, you feel an instant rush of alertness and energy, but what you don't realize is that your heart is beating faster, your blood pressure is rising, and your nervous system is being forced into overdrive. This temporary boost feels good in the moment, but it comes at a cost your body cannot afford in the long run. The combination of caffeine and sugar creates a rollercoaster effect, giving you a sudden high followed by a harsh crash that leaves you more exhausted than before. One of the biggest dangers of energy drinks is the extreme amount of caffeine they contain. Some cans have the same caffeine as 3 or 4 cups of coffee in one serving. When consumed, this level of caffeine can cause jitters, anxiety, headaches, and difficulty sleeping. Over time, constant consumption leads to caffeine dependence, meaning you cannot feel awake or alert without it. For young people especially, high doses of caffeine increase the risk of irregular heartbeats, chest pain, and in extreme cases, even cardiac arrest. Your heart is a muscle that should work steadily, but energy drinks put it under unnecessary strain, forcing it to pump harder and faster than it should. Another hidden issue comes from the sugar content. Most energy drinks are loaded with more sugar than a soda. This much sugar floods your bloodstream, causing rapid spikes in blood glucose. The body responds by releasing insulin to balance it, but when this happens repeatedly, your cells start resisting insulin. This is the beginning of type 2 diabetes, a lifelong condition that damages organs, nerves, and blood vessels. The sugar also adds empty calories to your diet, contributing to weight gain and obesity. People often drink energy drinks when they are busy or stressed, not realizing that they are adding hundreds of unnecessary calories in just a few sips. Artificial additives in energy drinks are another layer of danger. Ingredients like taurine, guarana, and ginseng are marketed as natural or beneficial, but when combined with high caffeine and sugar, they can overstimulate the body in unpredictable ways. The effect of these combinations has not been fully studied, which means consumers are essentially experimenting on their own health without knowing the risks. Many people also mix energy drinks with alcohol, which is extremely dangerous. The caffeine masks the sedative effect of alcohol, making you feel less drunk than you actually are, leading to risky behavior and more stress on the heart and liver. The mental impact of energy drinks is just as harmful as the physical. While they temporarily boost focus, the crash that follows leaves you tired, irritable, and unable to concentrate. Relying on energy drinks can lead to a cycle of dependence where you need one to start the day, another in the afternoon, and sometimes even at night, destroying your natural sleep cycle. Lack of proper rest weakens the immune system, slows down healing, and increases the risk of anxiety and depression. What seems like a quick fix for low energy becomes a trap that steals real energy, damages long-term health, and pushes the body closer to burnout.